Don't worry, guys. Prince won't hurt you. He only wants you to have some fun. That's the message. It's the end of the world. Everybody seems to have a bomb. Let's have a party. Let's take that vulnerability and switch it on them. Let's reclaim the power and dance our lives away. Can you believe the jump in terms of the fully realized classics? The entire A side is really 3 fully realized classics, but 1999, you got Lisa and Jill Jones on the vocal. No, that's not Wendy. You got Dez on the vocal. He spread it around. He even wrote "End the Revolution," hidden inside the little football on the cover. Among other things, he's hiding on the cover. He's got his eyeball. It's so cool. This dude was on top of his game. He's making the jump to the next level, and it's an anthem for the ages. Sussudio by Phil Collins is nothing but a ripoff of 1999, only he used real drums and real horns instead of synths and drum machines. And how about that programming on the drum machine, guys? This song. The perfect fusion of funk and rock, the most commercial effort he ever made, a smashing success. It's time. You got it? You guys ready? You ready? What do you got, the 45? No, the 45 is no good. We want the album. See, I used to think as a DJ, as a DJ, when you're doing your set, you're putting out the best parts of all the different songs that you like and making them as one, as a whole. So I always thought, give me the meat and the potatoes. Give me the 45, give me the edit with all the good stuff. I don't need all those repeating beats and all that stuff. Now, obviously those repeating beats help DJs make segues. You can hear different versions of songs. There are advantages to that. But at the time, I was just a 45 collector and I wanted, give me the precise, give me the good. And you miss out on party. Mommy, why does everybody have a bomb? You miss out on so much. So I don't look at it now as, oh yeah, he just keeps going on a little jam for a little longer. No, the one on the album is the real version of the song. You're just hearing an edit. And it took me to this point to realize, with Prince, the album version always has to appreciate it first. Then you can move on from there. With that in mind, let's play the LP version of 1999. You ready?
Pause the video now and play 1999.
This is what 1999 looks like without music. Yeah. Okay, my point is proven about the length of the song. You cannot have an end of the world party for 3 minutes and 35 seconds, okay? You need time to lose yourself in the moment. When you're dancing to your favorite song at a party too, you don't want it to end. You're so grateful for that 12-inch. You just want it to keep going and going. That is an epic song. So there it is. He has mastered the party anthem, the end of the world party anthem. Now he's going back to master the Bad Girl song. He's done this several times prior. We know Darling Nikki is coming in the future, but now I need to stop and perfect this one first. I've heard it said that this is the first song that he ever wrote with the intention of making a hit. All it did was prove that he was capable of writing something commercial. This is the most successful commercial album to date for him, and also the most experimental in terms of the second record, but we'll get to the second album later. Let's stay with Little Red Corvette right now. Little Red Corvette was so, I guess because the verses were subtle and then this big sing-along chorus. I don't know what it is, but I can't put my finger on the magic. But it's there. And Stevie Nicks heard it. If you guys don't know the story, I'll tell it very, very quickly. Stevie Nicks heard that song on her way to her honeymoon and then pulled over and grabbed a tape recorder and wrote Stand Back that night, inspired by Prince. And then when she was recording it, she calls him to say, you inspired the whole thing. He goes, I'm a big Fleetwood Mac fan. I'll be there in less than an hour. He does the synths on Stand Back. With the in the one hand and the melody in the other. She had to have two guys play it on the road because they couldn't duplicate what he did by himself. The man's a genius. Little Red Corvette, you've heard it a million times. What could I possibly say to make it different for you or more inspiring? It's an epic tune. Let's just let the man sing. You ready?
Pause the video now and play Little Red Corvette.
The Little Red Corvette dance is more like a, yeah, what's up, girl? That's the Little Red Corvette right there. All right, first thought is, how in the hell did this single exist at 3:08? Because I didn't hear anything in there that felt like filler. Wow, eye-opening experience. Couple things different with the song too. It's not the usual, him complaining that the girl's being mean to him and he can't justify it, or that she was just like a slut, or that it was some implicit thing. He's describing an event with a woman. He's using a car metaphor. First of all, cars automatically symbolize freedom to people. They think of being in the open road and all the possibilities. It's been going on forever. So you've got that image, and now he's got the Corvette, which has the slither. A Corvette's shape sort of looks a little bit like a woman. So you've got that going on, and he's introspective about it. He stops to say, believe it or not, I wondered if I had enough class. Some woman that you already described as having Trojan. Okay, it's brilliant. It's a brilliant record. I think we've said all there is to say about it. It's a different sort of song. He's worried about her. Don't go too fast. A cautionary tale. Very, very cool. Delirious is next. Those of you that do not collect the 45s, Delirious has a poster inside. It's this image from the album. So those of you at the album already have that image. But it's a calendar and Prince's birthday. With the he's of course got to symbolize his own birth on the calendar. Guys, just amazing. All right, so Delirious is a rock song. There's just it's a traditional. And he was being inspired, I think, by the rockabilly thing that the Stray Cats were doing. I think that of all the new wave sounds, he liked the beats, but he didn't really like the new wave music in terms of the narratives that they were telling. And rockabilly too, I think it was something about it that he appreciated. Obviously, Jack You Off is very, very similar to Delirious, as well as the Delirious B-side, Horny Toad, which we will get to. They're all very, very similar. Maybe that's why he put them on top of each other. But Delirious is so coy and cool and like, I don't know if I talked about it, how like he finally started to use machines to make his voice, obviously, don't worry, I won't hurt you. He's slowing his voice down. Other times he's speeding it up for critics in New York. In this particular case, he's just letting it drip. The words are, I get delirious. It's all Elvis-like. He's just like letting it ooze on you. And you've got so many layers of synths that, so many cool things happening at once. I think we should just hear it again. This is a song that we all know very well. Anyway, let's get the single going. The third classic song in a row from 1999. This is Delirious.
Pause the video now and play Delirious.
The interpretive dance of Delirious. Delirious. Oh, that was dope. That was a sample. That's why I get hype on it. That was Happy Baby. And just the very idea that one child could laugh for 1 second and someone recorded it, and then all of a sudden it becomes part of pop culture history. I love sampling. It's mind-blowing. One laugh from one kid for 1 second. Aaliyah, of course, made that sample much more famous. It's not on the single, but the poster that I showed you is actually from 1983. And that is kind of interesting because that was the only year that didn't have an album. So you were almost like it's going to take another year before you're going to see me again. So that's another interesting thing about the poster. Our next single is Let's Pretend We're Married. And maybe that's why there is a fourth single. Those first three singles were really like airtight, gonna work on the radio. Not that he thought they were gonna work on the radio. Keep in mind, I Want to Be Your Lover was his only single that was a big hit prior to this. Those of us, the Purple people, we all knew about Controversy and Dirty Mama. That doesn't mean that it was big on the radio. He only had one hit up to this point. So now he's got three back to back, and either they were trying to stretch it out to make the wait through 83 easier on everyone, or he just wanted to see what an experimental role-playing single would be like on the public, see what he could get away with. It's not like it isn't musically sound. It's just, it builds slowly, so it's different than everything that's on the radio. But again, people say he was trying to write hits, but this is a very experimental album. So without further ado, Let's Pretend We're Married.
Pause the video now and play Let's Pretend We're Married.
Let's Pretend We're Married, interpretive dance. Ooh. He laid it on the double drag fools there at the end. It was kind of romantic there for a little while. I felt like I was losing the taste in my mouth for some reason, but he's just not hiding. Yeah, it's sex, it's politics, it's a lot of things, man, and an epic track. It just keeps going like an electronic train. It's just something that just is not going to stop. It's got this mobilized charge to it. I don't know. I really dig it. And our next single, there's no more singles. DMSR. It might have been a single in some countries, but it wasn't a big single worldwide. But DMSR, Dance Music Sex Romance, is next. I realize that music usually comes before dancing and that sex usually comes after romance. It's a complicated thing, but don't think about it. Bottom line is, this is a time song. This is a time song. I don't care what anybody says. The vocals are not challenging. It's something that Morris could handle. And as you guys probably know, all during the writing of this album, 1999, he's also writing The Hooker Project, which would eventually become Vanity 6. And he's writing What Time Is It?, the second album by The Time. So Jamie Starr is a thief. He's really covering his own tracks. Like, he's The Time, but he's playing the people and acting like it's, Jamie Starr or somebody else. Games! Don't we love the games? But really, it's about the beat. It's about that. It's almost like go-go. It's just such a, Why are we waiting? DMSR, now.
Pause the video now and play Dance Music Sex Romance.
DMSR dance is more like a go-go thing. It's like bow, 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 Yeah, no one's gonna help you. You might as well surrender to the funk. Now we're gonna transition over to the second LP. So let's recap a few of the things that I forgot to say the first time through. For one thing, the intro and dividing up the vocals in 1999 is a You Are the Sunshine of My Life thing. Go check it out. Stevie Wonder did the same thing. He recorded a 3-part harmony and then decided later on to separate them and give everybody some shine. So that's one little bit. The other thing you need to know about 1999 is that Dez's guitar solo, it ranks like number 64, I think? 64 in the Guitar World rankings of guitar solos. That's also pretty impressive. We also know that the Lion in My Pocket, Baby He's Ready to Roar line is Jill Jones. Did I show you a picture of her yet? This is Jill Jones. In fact, Baby You're a Trip is the B-side of this single, which we're going to get to later. And the other thing I didn't mention, which I really should have when I mentioned the label, is that the label I that's on the vinyl, there it is. That's where it comes from. It comes from the Controversy album. So I think that's all that we have to, recap there, and we're on to the next LP. You guys ready for Automatic? Automatic is, some people think it's the weak link on the record, which is just absurd. I know that it's long, but it's it's doing something wicked. And if you don't believe me that it's doing something wicked, then you haven't seen the video. The single had a video. The video was like not released anywhere else except for like, he would use it on tour. And it's basically Jill Jones and Lisa whipping Prince. It's an S&M style video. It was banned from a lot of video outlets, but you need to see it. It's crazy. AUT-O-Matic is next. Let's go.
Pause the video now and play AUT-O-Matic.
The AUT-O-Matic dance, you need two people for it, because you need two people that are like wherever the space is that I'm invading, they're getting out of it, and then, AUT-O-Matic. Okay, so the first thing I take away from hearing that again is this is why there are no 12-inch singles for an album like this. The albums it's essentially like a double 12-inch album. It's full of, the average song is 6 minutes long. So now we understand why there weren't any, big 12, there was a 12-inch single, but it would have the album version on it or whatever, so they didn't need any kind of remixes for songs like this, and that was 9 minutes of it. Now, I'm down with that song, so it didn't bother me, but I just figured I should throw that information out there. And I still forgot to say one crucial thing about 1999 and Little Red Corvette. I went and investigated into the whole 45 thing. The 45 for 1999 was first released without a picture sleeve, then it wasn't a successful hit. Then finally, MTV broke their color barrier. I don't know, in case you don't know, but Musical Youth was the first black artist that was allowed on MTV, and then Prince just smashed that because he did rock. So he was the exception to their rule. Even before Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson didn't even get Billie Jean on MTV until after it had already been at #1 on the charts. So they were very late getting their stuff together. Prince crushed MTV. He used MTV to make himself a household name overnight. So now all of a sudden, the Little Red Corvette single prompts them to re-release the 1999 45, and that's the one that has the picture sleeve. So this one is not just the original picture sleeve, it's on the reissue. Then he gets the Delirious poster. So that's what happened with that. What's our next song? Oh, Something in the Water Does Not Compute. Okay. The only thing I want to say about this particular song up front is that there is another version out there where it's not so sparse. He puts the bass back in. It's a much fuller, more realized version. If it's on YouTube, boom, there's the link. You can watch it, you can listen to that one, because it's really better than the one on the album. But the one on the album is still good, so let's check it out. Something in This Water Does Not Compute. Go.
Pause the video now and play Something in the Water Does Not Compute.
The Does Not Compute dance is like sprockets. It's like does not compute. Does not compute. Wow. Just the programming alone. It's an experimental record, and it makes you wonder what this album could have been if he had used all the songs written during this time. I mean, he's given songs away to Vanity 6. He's given songs away to The Time. But that's not the whole story. He also wrote, during this session, Baby, I'm a Star, 17 Days, I Could Never Take the Place of Your Man, Raspberry Beret. They were all written during the 1999 sessions. Now, every song has its time. We could easily say, oh my God, we could have had Raspberry Beret early, but if he didn't go through his Beatles phase, through Wendy and Lisa, maybe Raspberry Beret doesn't come out the way we know it now. They were gestating. He was stockpiling, whatever you want to call it. It makes you wonder what this album really could have been. Like, for example, our next song is Free, which very easily could have been Moonbeam Levels. Those of you Yo Purple people out there that are serious know exactly what I'm talking about. Free has a really beautiful melody. Now, it's a little bit Man in the Mirror. It's a little bit, heavy, but Moonbeam Levels while maybe the best unreleased demo or one of the best unreleased demos he ever made, I can see why he went with Free, especially if this was going to be your more commercial effort. So with that in mind, let's listen to these beautiful, I love the chorus. I love Free is next. Do it now.
Pause the video now and play Free.
Like I said, it's a pretty ballad. You could argue there's some naivety involved in writing a song like that, like it's self-evident information, but that was the beauty of Prince, is that he really believed the power of music. He really believed that people were going to change because of music. He had high expectations for the audience. You know what I mean? He appreciated himself as much as we all did, if not more. And I think at times he was even disappointed in us. Isn't that crazy? But next up is Lady Cab Driver. I cannot be more excited to play this record, just to hear it for myself, because it's the jam. Jimmy Jam has stated that this is the greatest Prince song of all time, his favorite. On Mojo magazine, the one that comes with the CD from England, I was looking at their Prince tribute. It's not very long, it's just a few pages, but they listed Lady Cab Driver as the #1 Prince song of all time, with a little write-up from Dr. Fink. Go check that out if you can find it. There's no point in waiting. Taxi! Taxi!
Pause the video now and play Lady Cab Driver.
Lady Cab Driver, interpretive dance. And then during the breakdown, when he's like, that's what this is for, it's more of a whoa, this is awesome. Okay, first of all, that outro, in my opinion, had to have been the inspiration for West End Girls. I heard, alright, but Jill Jones, congratulations. That sounds like you had a real good time in the back seat. So bravo, and wow, that's some good audio. Kim Basinger had a lot to live up to in the future. Wow, I don't even know what to say after a song like that. Speechless. That's what you should be. You should be speechless. All the Critics Love You in New York is next. The lyrics are of course missing, so that way they can't quote him in the reviews. Everybody loves to take a swat at the critics. It's something that people sometimes have the balls to do. Prince did it with such grace and with such a funky beat. I didn't think I really liked this song when I first heard it. I was like, what the hell is this crap? But the more you hear it, the more you go, that's the real stuff. That's the real Prince. What else is there to say?
Pause the video now and play All the Critics Love You in New York.
The interpretive dance of All the Critics Love You in New York. He just swatting them. He just, yeah. This is the part of the video where I normally have that nervous energy, like it's almost over, but wiping it all away. Guys, we have mad songs to cover after this last one. This is International Lover. Some people call this Do Me Baby Part 2. I think it's better. Obviously, as a heterosexual man, I feel much more comfortable with this like pimp airline mode as opposed to hold me, I'm cold. It's just a preference. He's just more suave too, but there's no messing with the melody of Do Me Baby. So you guys can argue back and forth which one's better. I don't want no part of it, but International Lover, yo. All I'm hearing now is George Carlin's comedy routine on how to put a belt buckle together because, yeah, we're about to take off. You guys ready?
Pause the video now and play International Lover.
YouTube rules prevent me from showing you the interpretive dance for International Lover. Sorry. And there it is. A masterpiece. We have several more songs to cover, and this video is getting long, so let's move it along, shall we? Our next song is How Come You Don't Call Me Anymore. It's got its own little awesome font right there. made famous by Alicia Keys many, many years later. This is, what can I say? You know what it is. It's really, really, really good. And like I Feel For You, a song that you could see, someone could see, wow, if I just did this my own way. Our next track, let's go. The B-side to 1999.
Pause the video now and play How Come You Don't Call Me Anymore.
How Come You Don't Call Me Anymore, interpretive dance. Yeah.
Okay, people, that was How Come You Don't Call Me Anymore, made famous by Alicia Keys. And damn, that's some sweet jam. Next up, we have the B-side of Delirious right here, Horny Toad. And you know what to do next. Pause the video now.
Pause the video now and play Horny Toad.
The Horny Toad dance is easy. You gonna do it for me?
No.
Come on, honey, this is your part.
I'm good, you got this.
Horny Toad. We were singing Delirious all through the entire thing. I mean, it's like... Mr. Horny Toad. Yeah. Almost the same song. Our third and final epic B-side from the 1999 album is the flip to Let's Pretend We're Married. Irresistible Bitch. It's that jam. It's that jam. And it's on 45!
Pause the video now and play Irresistible Bitch.
Yeah, that was awesome. Oh, didn't see you there. That was Irresistible Bitch. B-side apparently stands for badass. What more can I say? We're done with the B-sides. It's time for the demos. Our first demo is Baby You're a Trip, which would be a single later on for Jill Jones. There is your single for Baby You're a Trip. Play it now.
Pause the video now and play Baby You're a Trip.
Our next demo is If It'll Make You Happy. It's like a reggae tune. You gotta hear it. Prince doing reggae. Check it out.
Pause the video now and play If It'll Make You Happy.
Our 17th song is 17 Days, the piano ballad. Now I'm warning you, this is a demo where the audio is not very good, but it is so worth listening to. Let the Rain Fall Down, right there. That's our next tune.
Pause the video now and play 17 Days demo.
That 17 Days demo. It's like a fly on the wall, ain't it? Love it. That was our 17th song, by the way. And the last two are like the best. Number 18 is Moonbeam Levels, which would have been the ballad on the second album if not had been reversed and they went with Free. Moonbeam Levels is... it needs to be heard. You guys need to tell me how you feel about it. Check this out.
Pause the video now and play Moonbeam Levels.
Moonbeam Levels, guys. Moonbeam Levels. That is way better than Free. I'm just saying it. Way better. The opening line alone. I wanted to write a novel, but I didn't know what to say, so I laid down in the grass to see how the earth was turning. Or I'm paraphrasing, but Moonbeam Levels is legit. Wow. Our final song is Extra Lovable. I wouldn't have saved it for last if I didn't thought you were going to enjoy it, but I almost feel like I don't want to spoil it for you. You guys need to hear this song. Would anybody care to get naked?
Pause the video now and play Extra Lovable.
Oh! I guess I forgot. Some people take the songs very seriously. That was our final song of the day, Extra Lovable. It was delicious. What can I say? If you guys want one more song on your way out the door, there's the 12-inch mix to Little Red Corvette. I hope it's available on YouTube for you. If not, this is the end of the ride. Guys, much love to Prince. If you enjoy Prince and you enjoy sharing Prince with others, please feel free to spread the love on this video. Until then, thank you for watching.